Welcome to Dr. Kinga Medical Minute. Today, I read a Medscape article entitled Alcohol and Cancer, Sobering Facts, summarizing findings from the research published in The Lancet in August 2021. I thought it was very relevant to my patient's population and decided to summarize it in my medical minute today. International Agency for Research on Cancer data shows that nearly half of the world's population consumes alcohol, with rates higher in men than women. Globally, on average, the amount comes to about 6 liters of pure ethanol per year per drinker, or about 1 bottle of wine per week. However, consumption patterns vary widely by country. In France, for example, people consume about 12 liters per year, or about 2 wine bottles per week. The analysis by region found that the largest proportions of cancer cases attributable to drinking were in Eastern Asia and in Central and Eastern Europe. The lowest were in Western Asia and in Northern Africa. At the country level, the estimated proportion of cancer cases attributable to alcohol was highest in Mongolia, 10%, and lowest in Kuwait, 0%. In China, this rate is 6%, in India and France, 5%, in Germany, Brazil, and the UK, 4%, and in the United States, 3%. According to the International Agency for Research on Cancer, heavy drinking, defined as more than 60 grams of ethanol per day, or about 6 daily drinks, accounts for 47% of the alcohol attributable cancers. Risky drinking, which is between 20 and 60 grams per day, accounts for 29%, while modest drinking, less than 20 grams per day, or about 2 daily drinks, accounts for roughly 14% of cases of alcohol attributable cancers. Globally, alcohol intake accounted for 4% of all cancers diagnosed in 2020, according to the 2021 analysis by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. With regard to the effect of social and economic development, study noted that women who have taken on larger share of paid employment have increased alcohol consumption. Breast cancer was the leading cancer in that group. Cancers attributed to alcohol consumptions are oral cavity, pharyngeal, laryngeal, esophageal, colorectal, and liver, and breast cancer in women. There's also emerging evidence that suggests that alcohol is a risk factor for stomach and pancreatic cancer. There are several biological pathways by which the consumption of alcohol as ethanol can lead to cancer development, including DNA, protein, and lipid alterations or damage by acetaldehyde, the carcinogenic metabolite of ethanol, oxidative stress, and alterations to the regulations of hormones such as estrogens and androgens. Ethanol might also promote cancer development indirectly by acting as a solvent for other carcinogenic agents such as chemicals in tobacco. There are also some genetic factors that might make the cancer more likely to happen in the presence of excessive alcohol consumption, such as in East Asian population. There are some limitations to the study. The synergetic effect between alcohol and tobacco was not considered. It is reported as a true interaction for most upper aerodigestive tract cancers. It is possible that some alcohol attributable cases could have been caused by tobacco alone. Similarly, a proportion of alcohol attributable liver cancers could be a result of synergism with hepatitis B or C virus infection. For example, in Mongolia, where the hepatitis B and C viruses were estimated to have caused around 44 and 46% of liver cancer cases, respectively, in 2012. Another cofactor that was not considered was obesity. There is an evidence of an interaction between alcohol and obesity on liver and the risk of primary liver cancer. In conclusion, the researchers stated that alcohol use causes a substantial burden of cancer. On average, it is 4% of all cancer are caused by alcohol, but they also suggest that this is a conservative estimate. In January 2023, the Canadian Task Force put out a guidance on alcohol consumption. It states that 0 drinks per week are not associated with any adverse health consequences. With 2 standard drinks or less per week, we are likely to avoid alcohol-related consequences. 3 to 6 standard drinks per week, this is where we are at a higher risk for cancer, including breast and colon cancer. 7 standard drinks or more per week, and this is where we see increase in heart disease and strokes. To summarize again, consuming more than 2 standard drinks per occasion is associated with an increased risk of harm to self and others, including injuries and violence. Alcohol is not safe in pregnancy and in breastfeeding. No matter where you are on the continuum for your health, the less alcohol, the better. Thank you.